So now we have our onions. I'm going to go ahead and slice up the onions in long slivers, similar to what the slivers that you have for your shredded carrots. Then I'm going to slice up the peppers in long slivers, but even though I slice them up in slivers, that is a poblano pepper, which is a little bit more spicy, so I'm actually going to dice it into little small squares. So we're dicing up those red and green peppers and pushing them to the side. Now I got a whole head of cabbage, but I'm only going to use about 1/4 of this cabbage, and that 1/4 is going to make me 2 cups of cooked cabbage. Next we're going to make our sauce, because our sauce is balls. First we're going to start off with this Hoisin Sauce. Hoisin, the name in the doggone description, read it. And we're going to take some of that, and with the Hoisin Sauce we're going to mix in some Oyster Sauce. Mix it in with that. The oyster sauce is a little actually sticky, but that makes for a really good shrimp LoMein sauce. Next we're going to bring in some garlic. I like to use garlic that is already minced. If you have fresh garlic, you can mince it yourself. You want to use at least about 3 cloves of it to make enough to make this sauce. And after that we're going to go into the soy sauce. We're going to use a whole 1/4 cup of soy sauce to make this our signature shrimp LoMein restaurant style dish. We're going to add in some water. Water is going to stretch out the sauce, and it's going to make for a perfect mix when we add in our cornstarch to give it that extra thickness that we need. The thickness is going to make that thick sauce that you taste on the shrimp LoMein that gives it that extra flavor, and it's going to really set into that crunch of the cabbage. Adding a little bit of sugar just to make a little sweet. Yes, this is going to make our signature shrimp LoMein sauce. Now we're going to take a fork and just whisk it. Whisk it and put it to the side. Next we want to go ahead and measure out our carrots. I like to use shredded carrots that are already shredded at the store, but measure it and put it to the side so you can have the exact amount that you need for your dish. Then we're going to take our shrimp and we're going to season the shrimp prior to adding them to our dish. We're going to season them and put that to the side also, so that you have them ready and mixed for when it's time to add it to your sauce. We're going to go ahead and put on a pot of water, bring it to a boil, and start cooking your noodles. Because once you're ready to add the sauce in, it's okay to have your noodles on reserve cooked in your water. We're going to start the pan with our olive oil. And once we add our olive oil, you're also going to go ahead and add, for a lot of flavor, the toasted sesame oil. Toasted sesame oil gives that extra, more authentic Asian flavor that you look for in dishes like this. The first item that we're going to go ahead and start cooking is our onions. We put those in and let those start to brown, and you want them to begin to caramelize. And then you're going to add in your cabbage. The cabbage we're going to cook for about 7 to 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be completely done, but you want it to get a little tender, because a lot of times the shrimp LoMein, it still has a lot of crunch to it. The cabbage isn't completely sauteed. You want to have a little bit of consistency that's a lot thicker than your actual noodles. So you want to brown it. Make sure we mix it in with the onions and with our sesame oil and olive oil and get it completely coated. Once that has cooked down some and it's all the way coated, we're going to add in our green and red bell peppers. I like to cook the green and red bell peppers before I add in the carrots, because as you know, carrots don't actually have to cook completely. But with the green and red bell peppers, we want to get those to be a little bit of sauteed down and mixed in with our cabbage. Once that has sauteed to a nice consistency, we're going to go ahead and add in our carrots that are already sliced and julienne. Because that doesn't have to cook as long. We just want to pretty much just mix it in with the sauce and get that olive oil and toasted sesame oil flavor already mixed into your cabbage. Now on to the star of the show. We're going to add in our shrimp. We're going to cook those down until it starts to get a little bit pink. And once it starts to get a little bit pink, and we're starting to cook it down and marinate that in with our cabbage and carrots and toasted sesame oil, then we're going to go ahead and add in that sauce that was on reserve on the side. Add that sauce in there, pour it in, let it marinate and absorb all the flavors into your shrimp LoMein. We're going to let that cook down until the shrimp are completely done. Then we're gonna take our noodles that were on reserve, take them, drain them out of the water, and place them into the pot. And we're gonna mix that in with our sauce, with our shrimp, cabbage, carrots, onions, bell peppers, all of that mixed together. Pretty much this is we're nearing the end of our shrimp LoMein. Mixing that in, you're gonna let it cook down just a little bit till you get all the flavors coated in your noodles. And just like that, we have successfully completed restaurant style, authentic Asian shrimp LoMein. Go ahead and toss it up, get a spoonful, and ready to serve.